Hey, what's up guys? This is Coop from GarageGymReviews.com, and today I'm going to be talking and reviewing this. This is the Rogue Rhino Belt Squat, and I've got to be honest, this is quite possibly the best piece of equipment that Rogue has produced to date. So I've used just about every piece of equipment that Rogue makes. I wouldn't say every piece of equipment because they have a large catalog, but I've used a lot of them. Everything from their racks to their reverse hypers to their Rogue Echo bike to, because they've started to do more machines now and not just their standard welded together units. This type of thing takes a lot of engineering. I haven't used anything from Rogue that feels as premium, as smooth, and just performs as well as the Rogue Rhino Belt Squat. Now, is this the best belt squat that's out there? Well, I'm not gonna give a definitive yes on that because I still have others to try. For instance, Squat Max MD is sending us one of their units to test against this one. I'd love to test the Wenning Belt Squat. I was talking to Matt Wenning previously, and I know that he really feels that that's a great option, and I think it is too, but I don't wanna compare this one to that one if I haven't used that one. But I can say that this, and compared to the Titan Belt Squat, is really a vast difference, okay? The comparison between the two, there's just a wide ocean between them. And I would say that the difference between them is larger, quite a bit larger than the cost between them. The Rogue Rhino Belt Squat comes in three options. You've got your drop-in option that just drops in and bolts into a Rogue Monster Rack. You've got the option that comes with a Monster Rack already all together, and then you've got this one, the one that I'm reviewing, the one that I received, and the one that I think most people will get is the standalone version. Now, after using the standalone version, I can say without a doubt, it's awesome. That said, for most garage gym owners, for most people that are trying to maximize their space, the option that I would suggest is the drop-in option, the option that actually goes in the power rack. And the reason for that is, well, there's quite a few reasons, and I'll get to those in a second. But one thing that must be said is Rogue suggests that the standalone option, and this is the one that most people will buy, has to be bolted to the ground. Okay, this is something that they have all over their website. They have stickers actually on the unit. Now, I'll be the first to say I have not bolted this down. I've used it. I actually maxed it out. I'm just going to do a single. I may fail at this weight, but see how it works because it's not bolted down. Nope. I've got a 465 squat or so, and I maxed it out on however many plates I put on there. Couldn't get it up, and I haven't had any issue with it. The only time we have issues is if you're off the platform, okay? So if you plan to use this off the platform, you're gonna wanna have it bolted down. However, if you're using it on the platform, if you probably wanna stick to Rogue's warnings, but that said, in my experience, we've been able to use it without bolting it down to the platform if we're just using it on the bolting it down to the ground if we're just using it on the platform. Now, what Rogue's done is taken a similar idea as the Westside athletic training platform, the Westside ATP, developed by Louie Simmons and his team over there, and they basically made a smaller version with a different cable stack. In fact, I would say that their cable stack, the column that they're using, is superior to the one that the ATP uses. Now, I haven't used the ATP, so I can't say definitively, but I can say that this uses these rollers along the side that basically go along the column, which is a 3x6 column. In my opinion, that is likely going to last longer than something that uses guide rods. Guide rods are going to take a lot of maintenance, basically because you don't want them to get rust, and over time we've seen it with lat pull downs, they can have issues. I haven't seen any problems with this. You can load either side, you don't have to load them equally, and you can just use it just fine. It's very smooth, the cable comes under, and I was told by Rogue, platform is a 1-to-1 ratio, so whatever you put on there, it's gonna be what it would be in reality, okay? So the trolley weighs 27 pounds, so if you put on the belt squat without any weight on it, you're squatting 27 pounds. One thing that I was a little unsure of in receiving the belt squat was how much space it was gonna take up. Now, I'm here in our gym because I'm still building the garage gym. I actually plan to take this apart and put it into a rack once I have the garage gym done. But for now, we have it in here. We have a standalone unit so we could test it and get this review out. But what we found when I got it in was I was worried it was going to take up a ton of space, but in reality, it's quite compact, okay? It doesn't take up a ton of space. You don't need a lot of space on either side of it because the weight is the weight horns are actually in the middle of the platform, so you can just put the weight on. You just need some basically space to get around the unit, to move the plates in, and then put them on. But we found that it's pretty compact. It doesn't take much larger space than 6 feet out from the wall. Actually a little bit less than that, but it works perfect for our space in here. However, for a garage gym, this does take a lot of space. But I do want to point to the fact that one reason that we say this is one of the best pieces of equipment Rogue has come out with yet is because of how versatile it is. Without a doubt, this is one of the most versatile piece of equipment that I think you can have. And now, I'm not like comparing that to a squat rack or a barbell or something like that where you can just do everything you'd ever want to. But like compared to, say, something like a reverse hyper, that if you order a reverse hyper, have it shipped to your door, it's going to cost about $1,000. This is going to cost you about $1,500 if you get the standalone unit, about $1,750, maybe around $2,000 with shipping, a little bit less than that. The amount of exercises that you're going to get out of this, the amount of stuff that you're going to be able to do with this in comparison to, say, a reverse hyper or a GHD or something of that nature, it can't be compared, okay? The Rogue Belt Squat, or any belt squat for that matter, has a wide range of versatility, and the cable systems have the most versatility out of any units. What we noticed is you can attach spotter arms to the side. The ones that we have are sore necks, and they're a little bit longer, so they kind of make it a little bit difficult. But if you're using Rogue's Monster spotter arms, you could actually put those on here and use it for rack pulls. The uprights aren't long enough to be used for squats. I really wish they would have added that, just added some extra height to the uprights. I'm not really sure why they didn't, but you can use them for rack pulls like you would in the Westside ATP. Another thing to be on the lookout for is Rogue is making a lot of their machines basically be compatible with a lot of different attachments. You can tell this by some of the bolt holes that are actually placed on the machine that aren't being used. For instance, there's bolt holes on the very front of the machine that have no purpose for them. The reason for that, I would assume, is because they're going to come out with some attachments, one of which I would guess is a lat pull down. Now, the surface that you stand on is actually a diamond plate surface that has been powder coated. It grips really well. The texture is great, but I am a little bit worried since it's powder coated that it's going to chip and have some issues there. That said, in our experience, it grips great. I like it for the performance purposes. I'm just not sure how long it's going to look pretty. They use the jammer arm handles, or the lever arm handles is what Rogue calls them, that are adjustable up and down. Everything on this thing is adjustable, so it works extremely well to get dialed in where you want it. We just leave them at the top and it works great there. One thing I will say is the entire unit is glossy powder coated except for the handles and the floor. It kind of looks weird. I'd say I don't really know why they went with a rough powder coat for the handles. I'd guess for the grip. That said, I think it kind of looks like an odd duck, those sticking out, but that's kind of a minor issue. The thing that basically holds all the weight is the Rogue Rhino horn is what they call it, and it's basically just like a mini J-cup. It's actually pretty cute if you can call something that is made for this purpose and is blacked out cute, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with it. It is very cute. I think it's a little cute J-cup, works really well. It attaches to the weight trolley that's 27 pounds. Weight trolley is extremely smooth, as I've said before. They actually use these stainless steel weight horns, which is awesome and something that I would really, Rogue, if you're watching this, please, please, please take this idea and use it on your specialty bars. The fact that your specialty bars are powder coated, the fact that your Rogue Reverse Hyper, which I have sitting next to me right here, I'm looking at right now, and it's chipped, the weight horns on there are chipped, they're also powder coated. Just make them all stainless steel, just like you use here. It would be awesome, okay? But the ones on here are stainless steel. They're super long. They can hold as much weight as you'd ever want to hold. I don't ever see an issue there. The cable that they use is very thick. It's got a rubber coating so it doesn't fray. It goes along these pulleys. I mean, the craftsmanship and the engineering on this, I really can't say it enough. It's just done incredibly well. The bushings in the floor that allow you to go side to side without fraying the cable, they've just done a really good job of this. And I guess that's because they took so much time engineering and putting this on the drawing board. Rogue isn't known to be the quickest to come out with their ideas. The Rogue trolley system has been in the hopper since like 2012. It'd be awesome if they came out with stuff quicker, but you can kind of tell they take their time because they want to get it right the first time. And they don't want to make this mistake like they did with the monster lat pull down, which they had to basically redo. This, I don't see a whole lot of reasons that they'd have to redo a lot of things on this. It's just done really well. The last two things, there are band pegs attached to the bottom. They're welded, they work really well. A lot of people like to use band pegs on belt squats, especially if you're jumping, because it'll keep the trolley from going up and down. You know, it'll just keep it, you know, steady. Those work really well. And also, finally, the exclusive belt created by Spud Inc. This is the best belt squat belt I've used. I haven't used a ton of them, but I have used some of them from Spud Inc., Eccentric, and some other companies. And this one's just great because it has the 3 different heights. You can use it on anybody. We've been having tons of clients every day use this because they have back issues. They don't want to load their spine. So this is a great way to work on their lower body without having, you know, to work around those back issues. It's awesome. And we just use the same exact belt. We just clip it at different places depending on their waist size, depending on their height, and it works great. Okay. So what's my recommendation on this? Well, this is the best belt squat that I've used. I've yet to use the Squat Max MD. I've yet to use the Winning Belt Squat, and I've yet to use the Westside ATP. I'd love to have all of them to compare for you guys. That said, I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if companies want us to do that, but that's what we'd like to do. But that said, from the belt squats I've used, from the research I've done, this is one of the best that's available. Also, it's one of the most cost-effective. If you compare this to like the Winning Belt Squat, no offense to the Winning Belt Squat, but that's an expensive machine. It's like $3 or $4 grand, I think, as a base. Where you can get this one shipped to your door, ordered online, standalone for $1,750, get it dropped in your rack for $1,500. You're gonna have, you know, more versatility because it's cable-based. But if you're thinking about, okay, Coop, should I get this one or should I get the Titan Belt Squat? Well, the current iteration of Titan Belt Squat, as I previously said, there's a lot of problems with it. I wouldn't buy the version that they currently have. I would go and wait for the next one, or if you just want the creme de la creme, you don't want to think about it, you just want kind of one of the best ones that I've used, then I'd check out the Rogue Belt Squat. It's absolutely incredible. Rogue, you did a great job. Engineers, you guys probably don't get a lot of credit, but you guys did a great job with this machine. Good for you. Well, this has been Coop from GarageGymReviews.com. What do you think about the video? Let me know. Are you going to buy a belt squat? Are you willing to spend the amount of money it takes and to take up the space it takes? Let me know what you think in the comments section. We'll see you next time. Peace. I want to say one more thing I forgot to say in the video. This right here, this sticker, Rogue, what are you doing? We got laser cut right here, but why on a 1,700 piece of equipment would you take the one logo for the entire machine and just make it like a little sticker? Laser cut it or something. The Rhino looks pretty cool. Make it stand out. This is like putting like a sticker on a Maserati or something. Like, I'm spending $1,750. Put a nice badge on here or something. Sorry, I just had to say it.